coming to you live from North Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Preciate You podcast. My name is Anthony Calori. And thank you for being here. It's Friday morning. How does he do it? How does he keep doing these podcasts every other day and sometimes every 3 or 4 days? Hey, I'm trying to be consistent, man. I'm trying to be consistent. I've been up since about 2:30. What would you call that? Pacific time, West Coast time, and went to bed really early and decided to not go back to sleep when I woke up this morning. So a lot of my mind, April's still out of town, and I'm like, well, why the fuck am I gonna stay in bed? You know, I got 5.5 hours of sleep. If it's enough, it's enough. So get up. I'm drinking some coffee and just reflecting on life. Went to the gym 2 days in a row. Haven't been to the gym in a while, and it felt nice to just be somewhere, and have access to things that make you stronger. And so, sometimes you fall out of something and don't know why you fell out of it, or um, you know, didn't try to get back into it right away. But I don't know what it is, but it feels good to be back at the gym and actually throwing some weight around, and realizing how great it feels and how sore as shit you get when you actually put in that work, and also how great you feel at the end of the day. It's why I was so ready to go to bed last night. I was just like, man, fuck, it's 9 p.m. I'm ready to go to sleep, So, uh, yeah, consistency is key, and exercise is beneficial. I feel like with exercise and any type of like athletic thing, it's so much similar to other applicable skills or things that will benefit you, like getting stronger so you can be stronger, and being more well read and knowing more words, having a greater vocabulary so you can speak more. And with physical activity, it's like you're strong enough, conditioned enough, you can participate in different types of sports and events and experience different things. And with books, uh you learn about, if you're real curious, you could learn about the world and not just fancy words, and start getting into other cultures. And with sports, you can learn about different sports of the world, participate, learn about different cultures through different sports. And so all those things take a lot of time and understanding and patience and, resources and, community, right? So, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's been nice to be reminded of that, And later, later on this evening, going over to the Las Vegas Raiders, formerly the Oakland Raiders, versus the New England Patriots. So shout out to all you Boston folks up there. Never been to Boston. I grew up hating the Patriots when I was, a lot younger. Then kind of just fell out of football. Just wasn't my sport. I never even entertained trying to play it as a kid. I was just too small, man, and Jesus Christ, just a skinny ass kid, and I was not trying to get lit up by anybody. Not my thing. Not my thing. I can get punched in the face, that's fine, but um, I'll blow my ankle out playing playing some pickup basketball. But please just don't light my ass up. You know what I mean? At 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, You know what I mean? Big ass kids. But anyway, gonna be a really good time taking out my father-in-law, so to speak. And yeah, we're gonna have a nice time, man. It'll be my second time going, my second preseason game, and yeah, yeah, it'll be nice to be around some folks. I know there'll be a lot of people from all over the place, L.A., Las Vegas, even people from all over the world because it's a preseason game, so tickets are cheap. And if you came from out of town to Las Vegas, dope ass thing to do is go see a Raider game for sure. Even if it's a preseason game, and just being in the stadium is worth it. Straight up like that. Allegiant Stadium looks like a fucking UFO from the strip. And when you get inside that thing, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. So I got so choked up the first time we went. April's friend gave us some tickets, and so I invited my mother, who's a big Raider fan, and my cousin CJ, who's a I said his name, like my cousin, who's a big Raider fan, and yeah, it was just so cool, man, so cool. It was the first time that we had really been around thousands and thousands of people since you already know, and so I was just really blown away, man. Yeah, I get emotional all the time, like I've said before. So just sitting there in my seat, even just walking through the door and being around uh, just thousands of people, um, walking up there, just being so excited to be around a lot of human beings in a harmonious fashion, you know. Yeah, and I just remember sitting in my seat and just looking around at the thousands and thousands of people that were in there and just getting choked up and holding back my tears as much as possible, and which I do more than I should, but yeah, it was just absolutely beautiful. The stadium, but also just the energy in there and how good it felt to be around all those people again. You just kind of forget after being um how do I say it? After being force fed um ideas that like how they do with the news. Civil War? Question mark? The most unrest in American history? Question mark? And it's just like it's absolute bullshit. But after you hear something thousands of times for about a year and a half, you it just starts to fuck with you, I guess. And so, and excuse my language, I know it's really early in the morning, but man, and I do mean that. I'm not just like, yeah, but just, I know it's early, so forgive me. Um, uh, so yeah, when you're around thousands of people like that, you're just like, we should all be, either, I thought we were really upset with one another, you know, and you see a bunch of people who obviously aren't um, from the same background in one place, and there's tens of thousands of them, and there's nobody fighting. Everyone's having a great time, enjoying themselves, happy to be out. You know, just expressing their gratitude through their being present and expressing just yeah, just the even if it's ignorant, the ignorant bliss of the moment. You know, um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to going. I was about to really go off on a tangent, but I'm not gonna do that to you. Um, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that later, and yeah, yeah. Sore as shit, and might hit the gym before. I gotta do something for work before we go to the game, and then yeah, other than that, I don't know. I'm just gonna get on my hands and knees and you know, thank God for keeping my liver together and my kidneys together for all these years. You know, last 15 years or so, and yeah, just grateful for this body, man. These hands and feet, my eyes and head, shoulders, knees, and toes, baby. Um, I'm really just, I think, turning a page in life where I don't want anything to be not. Um, I don't want to be insincere, and I definitely want to be grateful. Don't want to be insincere, and I want to be honest. And unafraid to step into what I believe is um, my version of love, my version of truth. Life truth um, and love truth or whatever love that is in life. Yeah, I was reading up on some things and just thinking, what is the most ideal? I wasn't thinking this. The question was presented to me. I don't want to take credit for something I didn't come up with. The question was presented to me through just looking through some shit. Like what is the highest version of myself? Like what is the, not necessarily like all, balling and happy and stuff like that, but what is it that would make this life for me personally and the people around me um its best version. And so um and after that question was presented, what was kind of the two things that were encouraged to think about, were those two words specifically, truth and love. And so I didn't come up with that either. um and so so I was like, well, what is my version of the truth? And in a sense, I think it's almost like truth and love is like what they call tough love, but I don't want to just generalize it with that, catchy little phrase. So I'm asking myself, like, well, if I was to be honest with myself, right? I guess that would be the best place to start. You know, if I was honest with myself, um, what questions, man, yeah. If I was honest with myself and was truthful with myself, what questions would I ask that I know I don't want to answer? You know, um, what questions would I ask myself that I know are the root of, what bothers me, I guess. And and as far as the love goes, um, as far as the love goes, I would ask myself a similar thing, um, or questions. I guess I would ask myself more questions, um, which is kind of cool. And I would ask myself, you know, how well am I loving the people that I care about? And when I love on them, is it sincere? And is it to appease my own? Um, I don't know if appease is the word, but is it to satisfy my own desire of wanting to feel like a good person because I check in with people, right? Uh, yeah. as far as like truth goes, um, am I making the kind of money that I'm happy with? Would I be okay with making this money for the rest of my life? Am I doing enough? Um, and if I'm not, am I doing enough? Am I committed enough? Am I lazy? Do I procrastinate? Okay. If there's any better version of my situation, what am I doing to get there? Am I being honest with myself about that? Am I being honest with myself about, um, if um, yeah, am I not? I'm kind of getting caught up because there's really just a overflow of questions that I'm now asking myself, and I don't want to do that either. I don't want to overwhelm myself with a bunch of shit to think about. I want to keep it as simple as possible and really hone in on the things that are fucking with me. And so, the most basic questions I always ask myself is, um, yeah, do I have things in order, for myself to um, accomplish these specific goals if I have them? And, am I doing all the things that are necessary for me to, um, I guess, on a surface level, just be materialistically okay, right? I guess there's some like surface truth. I guess truth is like, I don't know, the way it's breaking down in my mind is, well, what are the stupid things that are bothering you, right? Truth is like, well, what are the stupid, mundane, silly ass things that get on your nerves every day that are your fault? And then you go over to the love part, and then you say, okay, well, now that you know about all the stupid things that you aren't doing, what are the things that are destroying you every day? What are the things that keep you up at night or show up in your nightmares? Or your daymares, if those exist. You know, um, what are the things what is the voice in your head that tells you not to pick up the phone, to check in with the people that you love without any ulterior motive, because you love them and you know that you love them, and you genuinely hope that they're doing well, and that if they're not, you're ready to give them the time that you can spare them, and not just be like, oh, a lot of the time that's why we don't pick up the phone. We act, I act like I don't have time to spare, you know. But I know that's the biggest lie, you know. Maybe not the biggest, but one of in my life that I'm too busy, or that the person on the other other side of the phone doesn't want to hear from me. You know, um, love is like, do I love myself enough to not continue to do this thing that eventually is going to kill me or kill my family, kill my relationships and my potential? And so I just been thinking a lot about that shit. I was like, well, how do I do that? How do I be that? How do I create how do I answer those questions and then create some form of action to live that and exercise that and create habits that are, loving and truthful. You know, how do I make those two things conscious and habitual in my life? And, and so, yeah, yeah, it's been a yeah, it's been a beast. It's been a beast. You know, um, yeah. One thing I've been thinking about is like the addict brain. You know, it's definitely something that I've been dealing with for a minute, and I think also can attribute to my, I don't know, maybe lack of communication or lack of focus or, always finding something new to cling on to, like an activity or, um, I don't know, some type of fucking endeavor, right? That rush of, um, just accomplishing something and moving on to the next thing, conquering, uh, I don't know, it's like conquering an impulse to feel good, I guess. Like, yeah, all right, good. Well, I got my coffee, I smoke my weed, I hit my cigarette, and then at 12 o'clock, I'm gonna have a Bloody Mary, and then I'm gonna smoke some more weed, and you know what? I don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go work out after that because I'm a beast, and it's like, I don't know what's propelling you forward, I don't know what propels me forward when I have those days like that where, um, you know, I'm just trying to fill I'm trying to fill up a bottomless pit, I guess, you know, because if you've ever, I don't know, if you've ever done blow before, you know that it's similar, it's like running around with a cokehead brain where it's just like, all right, hold on, before I do anything, I gotta, I need to stimulate the the hell out of myself. Wash the dishes. I gotta work out first. Oh, I gotta pick up the dog shit. Oh, but I gotta smoke first. Oh, I'm in the shower. Oh, I gotta eat first. And there's always like these conditions, and I constantly gotta feel good, and it's just the softest shit in the world, man. Just constantly needing something outside. Oh, I don't have any energy. I need a third energy drink. It's like, dude, you got 1,000 milligrams of caffeine in you. I think there's something else going on. I don't think you need energy. I think you need to stop running from your fucking problems. Pay that debt if you got debt. Call that person if you ain't called them. Apologize if you haven't apologized. Tell somebody they hurt you if they hurt you. But fuck, slow the fuck down, man. Slow the fuck down. You out here running around like a crackhead, you know, just because the shit just hurts too much to deal with. And the idea of not becoming successful is so painful that you'd rather be high the whole fucking time than actually deal with how it feels on some days to not um to not think that you're gonna fucking make it, you know? So there's always something instead of just being right there, right where you are and accepting that this is life, and tomorrow isn't promised and yesterday is gone as a motherfucker. And so gotta slow down. You gotta slow the mind down. Gotta stop being so hard on yourself. Gotta chill with all the fucking bullshit and excuses and the outside this and that, Um, when I say chill, I just mean like, it's cool, do your thing, but stop acting like things aren't bothering you and all you need is some fucking energy drink and an eighth, you know what I'm saying? Or a six pack, like, oh yeah, today's been tough. I'm just not gonna deal with it, you know? Yeah. And I'm not condescending to you. It's I'm not gonna tell you what time it is, but it's very early in the morning. I've already smoked some weed. I'm drinking coffee as I speak, and yeah, I felt like I needed it to get my day started. So it is what it is, and I'm talking to myself pretty much anyway. So we'll get it together, and don't take it as me being hard on anybody or me being hard on myself. Um, these are just truths. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with look. It's nothing wrong with saying you're not exercising healthy behavior when you're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with weed and coffee. I'm just saying that I go into an anxious panic when I don't have the things that I think are going to help me. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Yeah, man, junkie mentality. But I've slimmed it down to vices that aren't gonna, ruin my fucking life, right? We got the bottle out of the way. I haven't uh I haven't drank since I don't know whenever I was hungover on the last podcast or the podcast before, and yeah, yeah. So I'm not I think this is the part where you go, you know what? I'm an addict. All I'm saying is that, whatever it is, what it is, but you might as well be a healthy junkie and just don't make excuses and be addicted to the gym and be addicted to being nice and doing nice shit and calling your friends and family and be addicted to goodness because I don't know. Um, but with that said, at the same time, just remember that this is it. This is it. And I know we don't like to talk about like mortality, and we like to talk about life like it's gonna be forever. And we like to be like, no, I don't want any kids, and I don't know what I want to do with my life, and um, I don't know what's next for me and all that type of shit. What it's like, what's next for you is the next moment, dude. Like, yeah, plan for the future and shit, but just know that, if you feel like a loser right now and you're acting like a loser and you die right now, you know what I mean? And so, just stop beating yourself up and do what you got to do, but just know that, at the same time um while we're running around trying to fill in this fucking hole or whatever, um I just know that time's a wasting, time's a wasting and doing shit that's meaningful and helpful and not going to ruin your life and anyone else's life, I think is where it's at, so yeah, a little coffee and tree in the morning, hey, have at it. um have at it, but just know just know what time it is. Just know what time it is. Stop faking the funk. Stop faking the funk, man. It's like you guys who, can't date a girl who doesn't smoke weed, right? Come on, man. Is it a character flaw on her behalf? Is it a character flaw on your behalf? Or is it just simply is what it is? You know what I mean? And are you just relying on that shit? You know? Like, oh no, no, if you ain't, it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is driving you to say, if you don't do what I do, then I'm not fucking with you, or I can't, we're not gonna be. It's just like this, the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and you probably don't even know why you do anything you do. Real talk, real talk, man. Yeah, we're not very definitive about our decisions and our lifestyle and how they're going to affect and if we even care, you know what I mean? Like, do we care? That, or are we just doing shit? It's like, okay, yeah, I do this because it makes me feel good. Well, what if you could? Yeah, it's just really no regard for I don't know, the cause and effect, I guess. But that's because we're just, well, the fuck do I know? But I know for myself, I'm just a creature of habit. If I don't smoke weed for a couple months, I don't care about smoking it anymore. If I smoke it every day for a couple months, I want to smoke it every day. And how does it benefit me when I smoke it every day? How does it benefit me when I don't? Am I gonna lay that out for you right now? No, because it's specific for me and has nothing to do with how anything in your life that you do affects you. You know it, and I don't need to tell you. I don't need to tell you, how how jerking off too much may or may not be affecting you. You know how. You know what it is. You know what I mean? You know how these things make you feel. You know what I'm saying? So I need to lecture y'all, Too grown for that shit. Even if you're a kid listening to this shit, Wise up, man. Wise the fuck up. Stop playing these games and just keep it real with yourself, not your stupid ass friends or your stupid heroes, you know. How you talk to yourself, right? That's you know, that's where it's at. Fix that shit. Fix that shit. Why ain't you making your bed, man? Why ain't you making your bed? Yesterday, I swear to God, I had like this 5 second holy war with myself before I left my bedroom and was like, "Yo, should I make my bed? I mean, it's just me here anyway, and no, no, it's not that big a deal." And I was just like, "Make the fucking bed, man. What are you even? What are you? What what are you arguing for? Just not doing it. Like I don't even. I couldn't even tell you why. It was just like we don't. It was like my brain. Like we don't want to do that, right? We just want to move. We just want to keep on going, man. Fuck that. I'm asking myself, why am I negotiating not to do this? And so I made the bed and forgot about that thought, right? And then came back into my bedroom about an hour later and was like, oh, it looks nice in here, right? And so, maybe if I'll get better at it, you know what I mean? Doing it every day. You're like, oh, it's not even that messy, I just kind of Nah, man, just I don't know. Pick up the dog shit. You know what I mean? Same thing. Just go pick it up. Take the dog on a walk, right? You know he needs it. You really that busy? You know? And again, I'm talking to myself. I have a dog. I gotta pick up dog shit. You know what I mean? I'm struggling to make my own bed. So don't feel like I'm coming for anybody, cause man, if you could hear how I talk to myself all day, I don't know, man. I don't know. You would just know that I'm being genuine in this. That I just know. I just know. Life isn't the internet that has still hasn't spilled over into real life where people can fake um just human emotion, right? You don't feel good, you're not happy. It shows. It shows by the how do I say it? It shows by how much surface conversation you have, you know? I mean, how much can you bullshit your way around being ashamed of yourself and and genuinely not proud of yourself, not happy with where you're at, constantly comparing yourself to other people, insecure, thinking about shit that happened 15, 16, 20 years ago, you know? Like that shit is just I know everybody deals with the same thing that I deal with, the same condition I have, which is the human condition, right? Why do we want to do any of the things that we want to do, you know? So anyways, yeah, finding out what those things are and being honest with yourself about it and know and do you love yourself enough to actually follow through? Do you love those things enough to follow through? Do you love your family enough to follow through? And not just follow through, but to sacrifice. Literally, literally sacrifice all of those things that are I mean, how do I say it? Sacrificing your comfort and defense mechanisms and the lies that you've told yourself that have kept you safe from confrontation and heartbreak. And then after you do that, are you ready to sacrifice your time and effort and emotions and your life and your ears? Are you willing to try to understand and forgive yourself, forgive them? Can we be specific about the things that are fucking with us and then be specific about what we might be able to do about them? And then can we follow through with that? So we can be just everything that we could possibly be, without giving us I shouldn't say without, be everything that we can be and actually give ourselves a chance and not shoot ourselves in the leg before the race starts, you know? I don't know, we have to learn to be our number one fans, our own number one fans. And maybe that's just a stupid thing I'm saying right now, but you have to believe in yourself like there is a God, You have to have this undying just faith and will and desire and it can be hurt, right? But it cannot die. You have to know that there is, right? You have to know that there is. And so to quote the best um you know what, I'm not even gonna say that corny ass shit. I was gonna say something corny, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a very blessed day on this Friday, and yeah, go and get it. Forgive yourself. Remember that you did. Wherever you are, there you are, and that you can do this shit. You can confront those things, those people, those moments that are really bothering you, and um, you we can demand love, but we have to give it. We have to give it. Oh man, a beautiful thing I heard last night was somebody asked, "How do you find the love of your life?" And the person responded saying, "I don't have a good answer for that because that's a stupid question. What you should be asking is, how do I become the perfect partner?" Um, instead of looking for ways to get people to love you, look for ways to love on other people. And I have a strong gut feeling that you'll find that love if you can sacrifice your time and energy and emotional capacity and mental capacity to figure out how to love and give at your best. You'll find it. You'll find whatever it is that you're looking for. And, just make sure you're not moving too fast that you can't see it. So, peace and blessings. Yeah, it's a good day. It's a great day. Tell somebody you love them. Tell yourself you love yourself. Drive safe. Be smooth. Be solid. And yeah, take care. Peace.